push yourself to produce something so that you can point at it as a signal as much as you can.
I found that with kids at Brown, especially junior year when internships are coming around, they're like, I know I'm good at stuff. I I just don't know what it is and how to prove it. And
Yeah.
like then they just kind of stumble into whatever their path is, and they get really railroad tracks on that path. So
Yeah.
I think it is important. Maybe the creative side is nice because you can build your portfolio, or you can say, hey, I built this website, like check it out. That's my proof of work. Whereas it's a little bit harder maybe in other industries. But
Yeah.
is that what would you recommend people, say in college or in our position, do to have more leverage like you do?
Yeah. So I think, and that's true. Like it is, I will acknowledge if you're doing something that is tipped more towards the creative side, it's easier to signal your ability. It's very easy to say, look at what I did. If you're doing something within a larger organization, it starts to become more kind of like abstract. But I think the key is, yeah, okay, for me, as part of this backpack, we're talking about that pick up and move. It's my ability to code. But for some people, it's the ability to learn a process and execute. So even if you're in finance, make the thing you're doing every day is learning about your organization and then performing within it. So, you can say, hey, I entered into this hierarchy of people. I was able to quickly understand how it works together. And then I was able to quickly perform at, whatever it is that you're doing. And that's a skill in itself. And then you can say, maybe I'm not as interested in that, but look at how quickly I got in there and did a good job. I will now go do that somewhere else. So learning itself can be the skill. It doesn't have to purely be production or creation, I think.
How do you prove that though? You just tell them what you learned from the last company? Like you give them a list of everything?
Yeah, see, I think that's hard. At some point, you do have to nail down what you did. So, like, I think in every place, if you actually did something, you should be able to explain what it was. Hopefully, I know it's like in some situations, it's like, we keep talking about finance, but like, it's harder to do that sometimes because sometimes you're not asked to do as much as you could. So, um, I would say always have that in mind. Push yourself to produce something so that you can point at it as a signal as much as you can. It is harder sometimes, to be honest. But yeah.
Well, I find myself, I guess we're talking about finance, but say, I think Graham Duncan, that's his name. He, East Rock Capital, is it? East Rock. Like I was just reading his blog the other day, and it's a super simple, it's only like 10 articles, but they're in depth. They prove his knowledge and ability to discern what's good and what's bad in the investment field.
Yeah.
So if you just have that little portfolio of everything you learned,
Yeah.
Granted, you're not giving away secrets from the company, but I think that's so powerful to point people towards that.
Definitely.
Or
yeah.
Whatever else.
Writing is key. My friend who I'm running this dev studio with, I met him. His name's Brian Flynn. I met him because he was writing a newsletter in crypto. So when I was getting into crypto, I was following all these newsletters, right? Because I wanted to just get people's takes like frequently. And he was writing a newsletter that I thought was really good. I saw him at a conference. I was like, oh, you're Brian. Like you write the thing, right? And then we just became friends and now we talk every day about random things. But this is a perfect example. He didn't actually like his job at the time. He was not doing a lot. He wasn't asked to do a lot. So instead, he was writing every week. And now he can get any job anywhere because he has this, 2-year long list of thoughts and research that he's done. And people just come up to him and he has all these Twitter followers now. And like, they just say, hey, you're Brian, like you're a smart guy. And I'm messaging him sometimes and he's like, dude, sometimes I have no idea what I'm saying. I just throw it out there. I have no idea what I'm doing. But everyone else is like, all right, you actually put some time into something. So I think writing is a good option. If you like are learning about things, write them down, like, and do it every week, and then people will just respect that.